So for the past 3 months, I've been using the SkyPAD 3.0 XL. And over these last 3 months, I've gained a lot of experience as well as some opinions towards this mousepad. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down some of this mousepad's strengths, some of its weaknesses, what kind of player it's meant for, and if you should buy it, as well as a bunch of other things. So stay tuned. Hope you enjoy. So right here is the SkyPAD in real life on my setup. You can see the rest of my setup is here. I'm recording. I'm using my webcam to record. But yeah, here's the SkyPAD. I'm currently using it with this arm sleeve, and then also a Pro Superlight, which is really worn down. You can't see the G anymore. And also there's some Obsidian donut skates on here. Anyway, so the way that the SkyPAD kind of feels, the best I could describe it is, it feels like first of all, it's very hard, so you don't have a lot of control. Most of your control is going to come from your own stopping power, and you definitely are going to want something like this sleeve here. Otherwise, your wrist, if you get really sweaty, your hand's going to stick and you won't really be able to move it. It'll be kind of like you'll get stuck. And so it's kind of like it's not a completely smooth glass feeling, but it's got a kind of sandy textured feeling on the mousepad. And I guess that helps with some of the stopping power. I'm not sure really the logistics of all that. And then you can see the mouse, it glides pretty far depending on how much force you put into it. And so it's gonna be very, very nice for those who don't want a lot of friction with their mouse and their mousepad. Someone who plays with a low sense and they want to be able to move their mouse around really fast. But yeah, the overall feeling of the mousepad, it feels good. It's pretty heavy. It is kind of textured glass feeling, and it is kind of noisy, but honestly, if you're wearing headphones or anything, that'll be pretty fine. But yeah, that's the SkyPAD in my setup. So yeah, on to the next portion. So what you guys just saw there was a clip from Viscos, who is a pretty known aimer in the community, and they were using the SkyPAD to do a specific type of aiming known as target switching, where you switch from one target to another, and this is going to be very fast when using the SkyPAD due to its very low friction. So what you guys just saw there was obviously target switching, like I mentioned, but there are also two other key parts of aim known as tracking and clicking, which are both heavily impacted by the SkyPAD. Tracking on the SkyPAD feels amazing. There's absolutely no stutters, and the tracking is very smooth because of the pad's zero friction. However, in reactive scenarios where one might need to quickly stop or change directions, this could be impacted because of the, of course, lack of stopping power. However, tracking overall is very smooth and very fast, and once you master the SkyPAD, will be very accurate, and I don't think there's any other option that beats the SkyPAD in terms of tracking. Last but not least is clicking. In clicking, you put your crosshair on your target and you click. It's that simple. Your target could be moving or they could be staying still. Either way, the SkyPAD can still keep up. Well, kind of. You see, because of the SkyPAD's lack of stopping power, acquiring your target and moving your crosshair to it accurately could be hard, especially for someone who hasn't developed enough mouse control to do so. The SkyPAD's weakest area of aim is definitely clicking, especially those static scenarios where you need to flick fast, flick accurately, and shoot fast. While still doable on the SkyPAD, clicking will definitely require a lot more practice and a lot more experience with the SkyPAD due to the nature of the task. In terms of clicking, I'd honestly suggest a cloth pad over a glass pad. However, it's up to personal preference, and I've been using the glass pad for clicking, so I mean, it's not like that really matters too much. Now that we've gone over the key elements of aim and how the SkyPad handles them, let's move on to what games and what kind of players the SkyPad is suited for. Firstly, as I mentioned earlier, the SkyPad's strong points are definitely in target switching and in tracking, so it's probably going to be better for games that have those more heavily. Games like Overwatch, Apex, Battlefield, and COD all feature these two key aspects of aiming as their primary aim mechanics. On the other hand, for clicking, games like CSGO, Valorant, R6, and other TAC FPS games which have clicking as their strong point. And by this logic, players who like to play Apex and the previously mentioned games for tracking and switching might find the SkyPad helpful and a fun experience. On the other hand, players who like to play games like CS and Valorant might have a hard time getting used to the SkyPad, and it may not be the right fit for them. Regardless of what game you play, your sensitivity matters most when it comes to figuring out if the SkyPad will be the right fit for you. Players who play on high sense might not like the SkyPad because it'll feel way too fast and uncontrollable. On the contrary, players with a low sense might love the SkyPad because their arm won't get as tired when they're aiming, and they'll be able to move their mouse faster. I myself am a low sense player, and I've benefited greatly from the effects of the SkyPad. Now that virtually everything else is out of the way, it's time for my opinion. What do I think about the SkyPad? Personally, I love it. I think it's a great and unique mousepad, and I think anyone with the money should definitely buy it, at least to try it out. While excelling in target switching and tracking, and slightly falling behind in clicking, I think all of that evens out to make a pretty well-rounded mousepad, and for someone who plays low sense to medium sense, it's great. A few other things that I'm not going to mention in this video are, of course, if you use an arm sleeve or not, as well as what skates you're using on your mouse, because that could have a very big impact as to whether or not you like the SkyPad, and also how the SkyPad feels. So, in conclusion, if you're someone who likes aim training, who likes playing shooter games, or someone who just wants a cool mousepad, I think you should definitely get the SkyPad. It's very unique, and it's an experience that you won't get from anything else. There are numerous other benefits to the SkyPad that I won't be able to talk about in this video. However, you can look up other videos on YouTube and also go to different Discords like the Voltaic Discord and see and talk to people who've used the SkyPad and ask them their opinions on it. So overall, my review and my personal opinion on the SkyPad is that it's a good pad, and it's definitely worth picking up. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll have a link to where you can buy the SkyPad and also some links to the people whose clips I've used in making this video. Thanks for watching, and peace.